to the audio show.
Alright, so in case it's not clear, sometimes I can't do the Wayne foolishness because I feel like the Wayne thing is making it sound very, what you call now? Easy. It make things sound like they're easy, like them just drop out of the sky. And as though like, you can just throw some money at some things and it just works, basically like that. And I know that that's not really life. So let's jump into it.
Y'all done a great job. You've done a great job to get it to this point, to get these artists, to get the beats cleared. I see the work y'all been putting in. Now we just need to get the business first before we take another step.
Good.
You know what I mean? Because we got to get that business before we throw all this investing, and then we get that stuff good. But it's going to be dope, man. Kountry Wayne Entertainment.
It's going to be hard work. That's what it's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't just walk in here and throw your money around and just think everything going to fix itself. You got to actually come in here and put the work in.
And that's kind of what I was talking about yesterday when I said that I don't think Wayne has the time to be doing that. And that's why I feel like what's going to happen is this. I already can kind of see it. Wayne is going to come into this thing, give this hope that he can be everywhere at every single time for every person, right? Which is a false sense of security that he's giving these people. Then he comes in for 2 or 3 days and then he does not have the time to actually work on what he's working on. Then when it doesn't work, he's going to actually turn around and blame the same people that him trying to work. And that I have a big problem with. Because if you don't have the time to commit to a person record label like this, then don't enter into it. Make them record label stay and if it fail, it fail. But at least it fail on your So that's the main part of exactly what I see from all of this. Because you can already tell the whole, we're just going to get whatever it is done and we're going to get that done. And by the way, someone put into the Wayne chat, what happened to Wayne's music business that he had before? What happened to that? Where's the artist Anton that him had before? Where's that artist? And look here, no doubt that if Wayne were to really and truly position himself and actually have a team, he could get a lot of things done. I'm not saying that, by the way. I hope people don't see it as me just trashing Wayne. I'm just saying Wayne just have a tendency to start things and not finish them some of the times. That's all I'm saying. Let's keep rocking.
Man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know all about that, bro. Okay. I'm trying to help you work. Because I'm just trying to put some wheels on the wheelbarrow. Because y'all dragging it. Y'all doing a good job of dressing up like CEOs, but this ain't, I don't think I see the clothes. So we're going to have to just.
You got to open your eyes then.
And I see it. Yeah. I ain't going to lie. You think I'll be here if I ain't believe? Let me tell you something, D. I'm not doing this just because, my baby. I'm doing this because I really see the vision. And I ain't going to lie. You having to connect to the street. I know how that is to turn it into something. You feel me? We're going to whip it up, my boy. You feel what I'm saying?
See, I'm listening to him, but again, he's just talking. Like, you see, talk is cheap. It's cheap. Talk easy. Anybody can talk. Anybody can tell that they could do things. Only could tell that he could do a bunch of different things. And O'Neal has been in the music space before, but I do understand that it does take some amount of work, going to radio stations, getting on the various platforms to ensure that the music gets out there. Right now, you might go and talk about like social media and the other, podcasts or whatever else it is stage that you need to go on. Wayne is making it look easy. The question is, where's the artist whose name was Anthony that Amber had? Where's that artist? Ask yourselves that question. Let's keep rocking.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm glad that we all can come together and do business together. Like you always telling me, business brings people together, right?
And you need some money. We got to invest it. You got to invest
Exactly. And we'll be able to focus on the artistic part of this, now that the money is solved. And
I was thinking, speaking of the artistic part, that's like the sauce behind the music. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That real creativity.
Yeah.
And that money can't buy that, Wayne. I just want to.
And that is actually true. Your money can't buy the sauce that makes the music great because you can have a bunch of money, right? And you just have no winning production. In Jamaica, there's a record label called Down Sound Records. And Down Sound Records has been known to have a lot of money. The guy that runs Down Sound Records, his name is called Joe Bogdanovich. Joe Bogdanovich is, I think he's the guy that owns or he has some shares. This is a thought process in the Heinz ketchup. So he's a very wealthy guy. But he has a lot of money, millions and millions of dollars, maybe billions at this point in time, right? But for some reason, Joe can't connect to the streets because no matter what Joe tries and no matter how much money Joe, because Joe spends a lot in the dancehall space, he's not able to reach the masses as any other little tiny label could. And that is something to be noted. But you know what? Let's proceed.
Out there now, like I said, you gotta come in here and put that. You know what I'm saying? We knee deep in it, waist high in it.
I get what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying?
Money can't buy you sauce.
It can't.
I get what you're saying. So it's like me throwing around my money. I'm trying to buy this. But I do know this though. Money can't buy you sauce.
Yeah.
But sauce can get you some money. And how I know this because I use my sauce to give me some money. Everything that God gave me, whether it was my humor, my career.
And a lot of talking again. It's a whole pile of talking as to what he has done with the Kountry Wayne. And again, friends, it's not to hate on the brand. But remember, you're talking about different things of the artistic world. You're talking about music in comparison to comedy, in comparison to, say, have dance or whatever category. Okay, if I'm wrong, pay attention to the artist T.I. T.I. tried to make a jump from rap into comedy. Now, acting is easy, you know, because basically them can just put in a movie and all of a sudden you start blowing up. Because somebody can get, as long as you can act. Hear that? As long as you can act, you'll probably get a cameo in a role and you'll start to be able to play that. But the moment you start to shift over, if you're shifting over from something else to music, you will find very quickly that it does take more than just this whole heap of talking and talking and talking as to what you can do and actually doing it. Hit singles are hard to come by. If you don't believe that, go and ask the millions and billions of artists that are still trying to bust. Basically. Go ask them. If what I'm saying is incorrect, then me challenge Wayne on that part there.
And everything, I use my sauce that God gave me, even my country accent. It's gonna give me some money.
There you go.
So I get where you're trying to go, but brother, let's turn it on back around here.
Well, you use that sauce and that money in here.
Yeah.
And just make sure that you here, you know what I'm saying, to do what you got to do for Westside Music Group.
Kountry Wayne Entertainment. And we gonna make sure that
It's probably gonna be like WS, you know what I'm saying, MG, then / KW.
And I want to talk to you. We'll talk about that later. But
because he's coming in there to try to see exactly if he can take it over, and that was my thing from morning. He's not coming there to take it over. And this is why if D is not willing to release him record label, might as well him leave it go. I don't know. I mean, what I think Wayne probably could provide, if I were to be honest, is that Wayne might have can leverage some of his friends in the music business. But Wayne himself, as a musical person, I don't know if he's, him can take it to that particular next level. Like they say, just throwing some money at it won't work either because it doesn't work. Like I've given you the story. If you all look on Joe Bogdanovich, and you probably can Google and check him out, right? You see the artists that he has had. And Joe has tried a lot of things, and Joe is one of them that has tried to buy the sauce and couldn't buy the sauce. I don't care what he did, he couldn't buy the sauce. And so other camps would have outperformed Joe no matter what he did. They would have outperformed him. But that's just to kind of give you a reach into the music game. I think Wayne is doing a whole heap of talking. I'm yet to see exactly if he's going to succeed and follow through on the talking. Can he succeed? Give me a take, like, share, comment, subscribe. Talk to you soon.